Tanmay here from Goa Now Academy. I hope you all are doing good. Today we will study the chapter number 5, which is the fundamental unit of life. Okay, so in this chapter we will study that while examining the thin slice of cork, Robert Hooke saw that the cork resembled the structure of a honeycomb consisting of a many little compartments. Okay, and the cork is a substance which comes from the bark of a tree. So this was the year 1665 when the Hooke was made the changes of observation through the cell-designed microscope. So the Robert Hooke called these boxes as in cell, and the cell is a Latin word which means a little room. Okay, so see what he observed is cork is made up of from the from kind of tree and all, and after that, in his observation, he found that maybe it is consist of a little apartments. Okay, and then he particularly uh, experiment that particular thing and called it as a cell. Cell actually it is a Latin word and which means a little room. So this may seem that to be a very small and a insignificant incident, but it is very important in history of a science. This was the very first time that someone had observed that living things may appear to consist of a separate unit. Particularly, what he observed is that there is a one living thing, okay, and that it is a separate unit itself, and this uses the word cell to describe the unit and being used till this day in our biology. Okay, and let us find more about the cell. What are living organisms made up of? We know that living organisms are there, but what are they made up of? This is the biggest question. So, on the basis of that, we have one activity. Let us take a help of a small piece from an onion wall. Okay, with the help of an pair of a forceps, we can peel off the skin, which is called as epidermis, the outer layer. Okay, from which the concave side of an inner layer of onion, and this layer can be put immediately in a watch glass containing the water, and this will prevent the peel of getting dry. What do you do with this peel? So let us take the glass of slide, put a drop of water on it and transfer it to the small piece peel in the watch glass, and then slide make us observe the peel perfectly flat on the slide. So a thin camel hair paintbrush might be necessary to the help transfer the peel. Now we put the drop of a saffron solution on the piece and followed by the cover up. Avoid air bubbles while putting the cover slip with the help of a mounting needle. So ask your teacher for the help of, because it's a under microscope thing. So we have a prepared temporary mount for the onion peel. We can observe the slide under the low power followed by the high power of compound microscope. Okay, so basically this is how the compound microscope will look like. This will be the eyepiece, the coarse adjustment things, fine adjustment thing, and this is particular body's arm. Objective lens will be there, stage of the stage, the mirror, the base condenser, the clip microslide, and the body tube. So this is how the compound microscope will look like. Now, what do we observe as we look through the lens? When you just put the this particular onion thing here, what you will observe, you will draw, you can draw even the structure, whatever structure you are getting, you can draw it. We will able to see through the microscope and the observation seat. So the cell of a onion peel, when you when you observe it in the microscope, you will get like this. So this particular in center thing is known as a nucleus, and the particular structure is known as cell. Okay, so this is the cell of an onion peel. We can try preparing a temporary mount of the peel onion, different sizes, and what you will observe, you can check it from the microscope. Now, what are these structures? So, simply after the observation, we have concluded that we are getting the structure. But what are these structure? So, these structure look similar to each other. Together, they form a big structure. They almost look similar, and when they just combine, they form a big structure like an onion bulb. So we find that from this activity that onion bulbs of the different sizes have a small structure visible under the microscope. So the cells of the onion peel will all the look and the same regardless of the size of onion they came from. So these small structure that we see are the basic building units of the onion bulb, and these structure are called cell, and this particular structure formed is known as cell. Not only the onion, but all the organisms that we observe around is made up of cell. Like also, however, there are also single cell that live on their own as well. So this is how what we observed, and this is what the structure is called, of structure of cell is called. So cell was firstly discovered by the Robert Hooke only in 1665. He observed that the cell in a cork slice with the help of a primitive microscope, okay, with the improved microscope, and discovered the free living cell in the pond water of a first time. It was Robert Brown in 1831 who discovered the nucleus in the cell. So, Purkinje in 1839 coined the term of a protoplasm for the fluid substance of the cell. So, the cell theory that all the plant and the animal are composed of the cell, that the cell is the basic unit of the life. So, here he concluded that cell can be considered as the basic unit of life and was presented by the two biologists. Okay, and the name as a Scandian and a Swan. The cell theory was further expanded by the Rousseau by the suggesting that all the cell arises by the pre-existing cell with the discovery of an electron microscope in 1940. It was possible to observe and understand that the complex structure of the cell was of various organelles. So the invention of a magnifying lens led to the discovery of a microscope of the world, and it was not only known for the single cell of may constitute and known as like system organism as an amoeba, Paranosium, and then bacterium. So see, this was all about the cell. We have concluded that there is a living organism, then we are just getting a small unit which is known as cell. But after the new discovery came, the microscope, we also got some more thing about the cell, which is bacteria. So the organisms are called as a unicellular organism. Uni means single, and on the other hand, many cells grouped together in the single body, assuming the different function its form. Various body part in the multicellular organism. Multi means obviously many, uni means one, such as fungi, plant, and animals. Okay. So every multicellular organism has come from a single cell. How? Cells divided and produces the cells of their own kind. All cells thus called is a pre-existing cell. Okay, they were just finding by the pre-existing cell. So one activity is there. We can try preparing the temporary mount of a leaf peels and tip of root of the onion and even peel the onion different sizes. And after the performing our activity, let us see that what the answers of the following. Do the cells will look alike in the term of shape and size? Do all this shell look like the structure? Could be find the differences among the cells and the different type of part plant body, and what the similarities could be find. So we can observe it. So some organisms can also have a cell and a different kind. So look at the following picture. It depicts the some cell and a human body. See smooth muscle cell, blood cell outlook like, nerve cell outlook like, it's a fat cell, it's a bone cell, sperm, and then ovum. Okay, so these are the various cell of the human body. Now, the shape and the size of the cells are related to their specific function and they perform. Some cells are like amoeba and have a changing shape. In some cases, shell shape and with a more or less fixed and the peculiar for a particular type of cell. For example, nerve cell and the typical cell or typical shape. So, each living cell has their capacity to perform the certain basic function that are characteristics of the living forms. Like as all the living cell having a capacity, okay, they perform the certain function as they are living. So they have a characteristics of the living forms as well. How does the living cell perform these basic functions? But the question arises how? So we know that there is a division of a living and multicellular organism, such as human being. This means that the different part of human body perform different functions. Okay, so the human body has a heart to pump, stomach to digest, and so on. So similarly, division of a liver is also seen with the single cell. So in fact, each cell has got a certain specific component within itself, which is known as a cell organelles. So all are having a different component than particular this within it, and this particular thing is known as cell organelles. Each kind of cell organelle perform a specific function, and as such making a new material in the cell and clearing it with the waste material from the cell and so on. So a cell is able to live and perform all its function because of these organelles. Okay, and these organelles having it together constitute the basic unit which is called the cell. It is interesting that cell are found to have a same organelles no matter what their function or what, but the will organism found it. Okay, now what is cell made up of? What are the structural organism of the cell? We have studied cell organism, but what actually the structural organization of cell is and what kind of cell made up of? So we saw that that the cell has a special components which is called as organelles. Okay, the particular component is known as organelles. And how is cell organized? So if we study a cell under the microscope, we would come across with these features and almost every cell, plasma membrane, nucleus, and the cytoplasm. These basic thing. Okay, the plasma membrane, nucleus, and the cytoplasm. All the activities inside the cell are an interaction of the cell with its environment and possible due to these features. So let us see how. Plasma membrane or a cell membrane. So this is the outermost covering of the cell that separate the content of the cell from its external environment. So the plasma membrane allows or permits the entry or the exit of some materials in and out of the cell. It also prevents the movement of other materials and the cell membrane. Therefore, it is called as a selectivity permeable membrane. How does the movement of a substance take place into the cell? And how do the substance move over the cell? Now, this is the question. Outermost layer we have studied. Now, some substance like a carbon dioxide or a oxygen can move across the cell membrane. Okay. By the process which is called as diffusion. The process in which they are moving, this particular process known as diffusion, in which hydrogen or the carbon dioxide is moving. So we have studied the process of diffusion in earlier chapter. We saw that there is a spontaneous movement of a substance from a region high concentration to a region where it is a concentration is low. So something similar to this happens in the cells when, for example, some substance like CO2, which is a cellular waste and requires to be exerted out by the cell, accumulates in a high concentration inside the cell. In the cell external environment, the concentration of CO2 is also the low as compared to the inside the cell. As soon as there is a difference in concentration of CO2 inside and outside of the cell, CO2 moves out of the cell from the region of the high concentration and to the low concentration process of the diffusion, and similarly O2 enters the cell and process diffusion when the level of concentration O2 inside the cell decreases. So thus diffusion plays an important role in the gases exchange between the cell and the cell external environment. See, in this particular process diffusion is taking place, means CO2, as we discussed, that O2 and CO2 are taking place, okay, with the some substance. So this is how the diffusion plays role when O2 is entering and a CO2 is exerting. So like this the process is taking place. So the diffusion is something very important role in the gaseous exchange. It's simply exchanging the gases as well as the cell of the external environment. Okay, so water also obeys and laws of diffusion. That the movement of the water molecules through the such selectivity is known as osmosis. This particular process is diffusion, but when water is also taking place, so the water molecules such as selective permeable membrane, this process is known as osmosis. Okay. Now, the movement of water across the plasma membrane is also affected by the amount of substance dissolved in water. So, thus, osmosis is a net diffusion of the water across the selectively permeable membrane toward the higher solute concentration. What will happen if we put an animal cell or a plant cell into the solution sugar, salt, or water? Now, let's do an activity. So, one of the three things could happen when we'll do this thing. So, first will be if the medium surrounding the cell has a higher water concentration than the cell, meaning that the outside solution is very dilute, the cell will gain the water and osmosis. Such solution is a hypotonic solution. Okay. And also water molecules are free to pass across the cell membrane in both the direction, but more water will be come into the cell, will leave. So the net of the overall result in the water enters in the cell, so the cell is likely to swell up. Second is, if the medium has exactly the same water concentration as the cell, there will be no net movement of the water across the cell membrane. Such solution is known as an isotonic solution. In this particular case, this solution is isotonic. This was hypotonic, this is isotonic. Here, the water crosses the cell membrane both the direction, but amount of going through the same amount and no overall, the cell is stay the same side. Now, the third condition will be if the medium has a lower concentration and the water than the cell, meaning that it is very concentrated solution, so the cell will lose the water osmosis and such solution is known as a hypertonic solution. Now, again the water crosses the cell membrane and in the both direction, but this time the more water leaves and then the enters it. So therefore the cell will shrink. At this time this shell is going to be shrink. So thus the osmosis is the special case of the diffusion and through the selectively permeable membrane. Now let's try with the following activity. Okay, so remove the shell of an egg by the dissolving dilutes hydrochloric acid. The cell is mostly calcium carbonate and a thin outer layer skin enclose the egg. You'll have to put the egg in the pure water and observe the 5 minutes. Okay, and this the egg swells and water passes through into the osmosis. So you can easily verify this osmosis process with this activity. Now, unicellular freshwater organisms and the most plant cells tend to gain a water through the osmosis. Absorption of the water by the plant roots is also an example of a osmosis. Okay. Also, thus the diffusion is an important in exchange of gases and water in the life of cell. So, in addition to this, the cell also obtain the nutrition from its environment. Different molecules move in and out of the cell and through the type of a transport requiring the use of energy. So, the plasma membrane is a flexible and it is made up of organic molecules which is called as lipid and a protein. So plasma membrane is made up of the organic molecules like lipid and a protein. However, we can observe that the structure of the plasma membrane only through the electron microscope. So the flexibility of the cell membrane also enables in the cell and engulf in our food and other material from its external environment. Such process is a endocytosis, and amoeba is acquires a food through such process. So in the process in which like the flexibility of cell membranes enables the cell to engulf food and other material itself like with the help of external environment. This particular process is known as endocytosis. Now the cell wall. We have studied the cell membrane now. Now we'll study the cell wall. What is cell wall? So plant cell in addition to the plasma membrane have another rigid outer covering which is known as cell wall. The outer covering layer, in the plasma membrane which is the cell wall. The cell wall lies outside the plasma membrane and the plant cell is mainly composed of cellulose. Cellulose is a complex substance and provides the structure of the plant. When a living plant loses the water and through the osmosis there is a shrinkage or a contraction of the content of cell away from the cell wall. So the phenomena is known as a plasmolysis. We can observe that the phenomena performing the following activity. So this is what the cell wall is. Now they will study the activity of this activity of a plasmolysis with the help of this process of this plasmolysis with the help of this activity. So here, mount the peel of a raw leaf in a water on the one side of examine a cell under the high power of microscope. You will have to note the small green granules which is known as a chloroplast and they contain a green substance which is known as a chlorophyll. Okay, and put the strong solutions, whatever the sugar or the salt in the mounted leaf of the slide and wait a minute. You will observe what you will observe under the microscope. So now what you have to place is you have to place the raw leaves in the boiling water for the few minutes. And this kills the cell and the mount of the leaf on the side observed under the microscope. You put the strong solution of whatever the salt and sugar on the mounted leaf, wait it for a minute, and what you will find out from here under the microscope. So what do we infer from this activity? It appears are only living cells, not only dead cell, and able to absorb the osmosis. See, we did two things, and in both the two things, like in another one, when we are just pouring the hot water, it will the process is totally here in the cells are going to be dead. So this is what we are getting that only living cells and not the dead cells are able to absorb the water of the osmosis. Okay, so cell wall permit the cell of the plant fungi bacteria withstand of the very dilute hypertonic external media without bursting. In such media of the cell take up the water of the osmosis and this cell swell the building and pressure against the cell wall. So the wall exert an equal pressure against the swollen cell and because of their walls such cell can withstand the much greater changes in the surrounding media and this animal cell. Now the nucleus. Okay. What is nucleus? So remember that the temporary mount of an onion peel we prepared, we had put iodine solution on the peel. Why? What do we see? If we tried observing the peel without putting iodine solution, try it and see the differences further. We can see the iodine solution on the peel and did the each get evenly colored. So according to this chemical composition, different regions of the cells get colored differentially and some of the regions appear darker and then the other region. Apart from the iodine, and we could also use this like a safranin solution or a methylene blue solution to stain the cell. So we have observed that the cells from the onion. Let us now observe but in the own body. So one activity is that just based on it. So the nucleus has a double layer and which is known as a nuclear membrane. The nucleus is fine, but when it is having a double layer covering which is known as nuclear membrane, the nuclear membrane has a pores and which allows to transfer the material from inside the nucleus to its outside. That is a cytoplasm, which we will talk about the section. Now the nucleus contains the chromosome which are visible as a rod shaped structure. Only when the cell is about to divide, chromosome contain the information of inheritance, characteristics, and the parent to be the next generation in the form of a DNA, which is known as deoxyribonucleic acid, the full form of the DNA. So, this is something which carry out from the generation to generation, and the chromosomes are composed of a DNA and a protein. So, DNA molecules contain the information of a necessary for constructing the organizing cell. Functional segment of DNA are called as genes, and in the cell which not dividing, this DNA is present in the part of a chromatin material. The chromatin material is visible as engaged mass of the like structure. Whenever the cell is about to divide, the chromatin materials get organized in the chromosome. Now, the nucleus plays a central role in the cellular reproduction and the process by which the cell divide and forms a two cell. It is a crucial part along with the environmental determining the cell will develop and what form eggs with the maturity and chemical activity. So this is about the cell membrane and the DNA process which carry outs like for the further generation. Now in some organism like a bacteria, the nuclear region of the cell may poorly defined due to the absence of nuclear membrane. Such undefined nuclear region containing a nucleic acid which is known as a nucleoid. When it is having the nucleic acid, then particular it is known as a nucleoid. Such organism whose cells, legs, and the nuclear membranes are called a prokaryote. Like pro means a primitive or a primary, karyote means a karyon nucleus. Organism with the cells having the nuclear membrane are called as eukaryotes. Now, prokaryotic cells are also the lack of other cytoplasm organelles and present in the eukaryotic cells. Many of the function of the organelles are performed in the poorly organized part of the cytoplasm and the chlorophyll photosynthetic prokaryotic bacteria is associated with the membranous speakers and the egg-like structure, but within the plastid as a eukaryotic cell. So here we have studied the cells, that's type as well, eukaryotic, prokaryotic as well. So see, this is a prokaryotic cell. Cell wall is this. This particular thing is nucleoid, plasma membrane, this outer layer, and then this particular inner side thing is ribosome. Now the cytoplasm. When we look on the temporary mount of the onion peel as well as a human check cell, we can see the large region, okay, of each cell enclosed by the cell membrane, and this region takes a very little step. And this it is also called as a cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is the fluid contained inside the plasma membrane. So what actually cytoplasm is? It is nothing but it is a fluid contained inside a plasma membrane. It also contains many specialized cell organisms. Each of these organelles perform the specific function for the cell. So cell organelles are enclosed by the membrane. In prokaryotic, beside the absence of the defined nuclear region, the membrane-bound organelles and also the absent, on other hand, eukaryotic cells have a nuclear membrane as well as a cell membrane enclosed to be the organelle. So this was all about the cytoplasm. Now, the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell and the difference. So, prokaryotic cell size is generally between 1 to 10 μm, and 1 μm is 10 to the power minus 6 meter. Size generally is 5 to 100 μm in a eukaryotic cell. The prokaryotic cell nuclear region well defined and surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Okay, and also this is a chromosome single, more than one chromosome is there. There is no nuclear region. Here it has having a nuclear region. Membrane bound cell organelles absent. Here no membrane. So this is the major difference between the prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cells. Now the cell organelles. Every cell has a membrane around to keep the content separate from the external environment. Large and the complex cell, including the cell multicellular organisms, need to be a chemical activities to support their complicated structure and the function. To keep this activity different to kind of the separate from each other, these cells use the membrane bound little structure or organelles with themselves. So this is This is the feature of the eukaryotic cell that distinguishes the prokaryotic cell, some of the organelles and visibility with an electron microscope. So this is about the cell organelles. Now we will study the endoplasmic reticulum, which is also known as ER. Okay, so the endoplasmic reticulum ER is a large network of the membrane wound tubes, and it looks like a long tubules, okay, and or a round oblong vesicles. And the ER membrane is a structure, a plasma membrane. There are two type of ER, which is the rough endoplasmic reticulum, which is RER, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, which is SER. So RER looks like a rough under the microscope because it has a particle called as a ribosome and attached to its surface. And the ribosome, which are present in all active cells, are the site protein and a manufactured. The manufactured protein are and then sent to the various places in the cell depending on the need. Using ER, and the SER helps in the manufacture of the fat molecules, lipid is important for the oil cell function. Some of these protein, the lipid help in the building cell membrane. This process is known as a membrane biogenesis. Some other proteins, lipid function enzymes and the hormones, although ER variety greatly appearance to be the difference. So this is all about the afference. It also forms as a network system. So this is how the animal cell look like. The body, the plasma membrane, centroid, a lysosome, ribosome, mitochondria, rough on the endoplasmic reticulum, cytoplasm, the nucleus, the nuclear endosome, and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Thus, the one function of ear is to serve as a channel to transport the material of especially protein. Okay, it is transferring the material and especially we can say protein between the various regions and the cytoplasm or between the cytoplasm and nucleus. The ER also functions as a cytoplasmic framework and providing a surface for some of the biochemical activities of the cell. In the liver cell, the group of animals called a vertebrates, and SER plays a crucial role. So they are simply transferring the things, but like some protein and all. So this is how the plant cell looks like. Okay. Now the Golgi apparatus. Okay. We have started in this plant animal cell, but what are these? So the Golgi apparatus is the first described by the Camillo Golgi, which is a consist of a system membrane bound vesicles flattened sac and arranged approximately parallel to each other in the stack, which is cistern. These membrane often have a connection with the membranes of ER, and reinforced constitute to be the another portion of a complex cellular membrane system. A material synthesized near the ER is packaged and are dispersed to a various target inside the outside cell of a Golgi apparatus. So, its function includes the storage, modification, and packaging of a product in a vesicle. In some cases, complex sugar to be made from the simple sugar in the Golgi apparatus, and the Golgi apparatus is also involved in the formation of a lysosome. Now, what is lysosome? So, structurally, lysosome are the membrane-bound sac filled with the digestive enzymes, and these enzymes are made up of RER, the type of the cytoplasm we have studied. Then lysosome are also kind of a water disposal and system of the cell, and the help to keep the cell clean, digesting and the foreign material, or as well as the one out cell with the organelles, foreign material entering the cell such as bacteria and a food. So this is what the lysosome called. Now the mitochondria. Mitochondria is also known as a powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria have a two membrane covering the outer of the membrane is a porous while the inner of the membrane is deeply folded. These folds increase the surface area for ATP, and the energy of the required for the various chemical activities is life released to mitochondria and in the form of ATP, which is adenosine triphosphate. So simply their functions, the role has been explained over here. Now we'll move with the plastid. So plastid are the presently present on the plant cell, and there are two type of plastid. Well, one is chromoplast and which is known as color plastid, and second is leucoplast, which is a white or colorless. So the chromoplast containing the pigment, chlorophyll is also known as chloroplast. Chloroplasts are important for a photosynthesis in a plant, and the chloroplast also containing the various yellow and orange pigment in the addition of chlorophyll. Leucoplasts are also primary organelles in which materials such as starch, oil, and the protein granules are stored. So see, this is what the plastid called and their function as well. Now the vacuoles. Vacuoles are a storage of a site for the solid or a liquid content. Vacuoles are the smallest part size in the animal. cell and while the plant cell have a very large vacuoles, and the central vacuole of the some plants maybe occupy 50 to 90% of the cell volume. And the plant cell vacuoles are full cell sap and provide the turgidity and the rigidity of the cell. Many substance of the importance in the life that plant cells store in the vacuoles. So simply, these include amino acid, sugar, various organic acid, and some protein. And in single cell animals amoeba, the food vacuole containing a food item that an amoeba has consumed. In some unicellular organisms, and important roles and expelling the excess water of the some waste of the cell. Now the cell division. New cells are formed in the organisms in order to go to replace an old dead injured cell to form the gametes required to be the reproduction. So the process in which the new cells are made is called a cell division. And these are the two main type of cell division is mitosis and meiosis. And the process of cell division by which most of the cell divide growth is a mitosis, and in the process in each of the mother cell. So this is the process for the mitosis, then this is the process for the meiosis. So mother cell is there and they're simply dividing in the two daughter cell. Mother cell is there, meiosis, like this process is happening, and after that the daughter cells will be divided like this. So this is the process for the mitosis and meiosis. Now what we have learned, so we have learned about the cell, the fundamental organism unit of life cell, and the cell enclosed by the plasma membrane and composed of lipids. So basically all the structure of cell we have started in this chapter. But now still if you have any doubt or you want a teacher to guide you personally, you can join our one-to-one live tutoring Go Ask Now Academy. We will help you to learn every concept with the ease. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next chapter.